We have a while until Nick Brawl comes out, so that means we have plenty of time to speculate on what other characters will be added to the game. When the reveal trailer came out, I found something very interesting. There were characters from series without the main characters being, shown off in the trailer, such as Helga from Hey Arnold, but we didn't see Arnold. We saw Raptor from Rugrats, but we didn't see Angelica or Tommy or Chucky. So those are just a few examples on why I think there's a lot more to the roster that we don't know yet. On the flip side, I don't want them just putting a character in to reference a series. If they don't have a moveset design for a character, they shouldn't put them in just to put them in. Anyways, go ahead and grab your bucket of green slime and let's get ready to speculate. I'm going to start off with the elephant in the room, and that's one of the biggest Nicktoons of all time. Was not shown off in the first trailer, and that would be Fairy Odd Parents. I think Timmy Turner has a super high chance of being revealed to be in this game, and I think Cosmo and Wanda will probably be his weapons. As far as any other representation for the series, we're not going to be sure until the final roster is in, but I could see Jorgen being a good option. Crocker could have gadgets that he could use, and maybe even the Crimson Chin. Another huge Nicktoon that wasn't shown off in the trailer was Jimmy Neutron. So I can see Jimmy Neutron being a character and having maybe his gadgets as well as Crocker to fight on the battlefield. Maybe we could get a villain like Dr. Calamitous as well, so we can get some more villains into the Nicktoon roster. And then Goddard. I see Goddard being a playable character. As far as Shane and Carl, I don't know if they have enough to be characters. I think it would be absolutely hilarious if they were in the game. They would be like the Wario and Waluigi of the Nick Brawl, but I'm not putting my hopes out for that. In my opinion, the best Nickelodeon cartoon has not been shown off yet, and that would be Avatar: The Last Airbender. That, to me, has been one of the best cartoon series I've ever seen in my entire life, and it would be a absolute sin if they're not in it. There are like possible leaks that confirm that they are, and if you look at the cover art, even though it's just silhouettes, you can kind of make out maybe like Korra, but I think if anything, we're going to get Aang and Korra. If we're only going to get two, then we're only going to get two. It would be nice to see like Zuko, Azula, Toph, Katara, but I think if we're going to get any of the Avatar characters, it's going to be Aang and Korra. Let's go ahead and look at the series that have already been represented. As I said, Raptor's from Rugrats, but we haven't seen Angelica, Chucky, or Tommy. Now, it might be kind of difficult to come up with movesets for all those characters, but I think we should at least see like maybe Angelica from that series. We got Helga from Hey Arnold, so we're probably going to see Arnold. It's almost definite. Bread Powdered Man is from Ren and Stimpy, so they will be coming. I can almost guarantee it. Whether they'll be separate characters or like the Ice Climber sort of deal, I don't know. I think it'd be more like Duck Hunt, if anything, and that would be absolutely hilarious. Speaking of dogs, Cat Dog will be in this game. You can see their silhouette in the cover art. We already have 2 of the 4 Ninja Turtles, so it's probably going to be safe to say that Raphael and Donatello are going to be coming. And then hopefully we get Super Shredder. I mean, it would be cool if we got Shredder and Master Splinter, but out of those two, I would much prefer to have Shredder over Splinter. I would be very disappointed if Jenny the Teenage Robot was not added into this roster. The moveset potential is pretty much infinite. As far as villains, I don't necessarily think we need a Teenage Robot villain. They're not very memorable, but at least Jenny would just be absolutely amazing. To counter Danny Phantom, Vlad Plasmius as the villain character from the series would be perfect. I think those two in is a done match. You could have extra characters like Sam and Tucker, but I honestly think just having Danny and Vlad would be enough to be like god tier. So we already have SpongeBob, Sandy, and Patrick, which is a good enough representation for SpongeBob, but since that show is so popular and SpongeBob is the face of Nickelodeon, I could see those characters being like the Mario of the Smash games where they have the biggest amount of representation. So I wouldn't be surprised if the main cast such as Squidward, Mr. Krabs, Plankton, all of them end up showing up in the game to some capacity. The possibilities are basically endless. I would love to dunk on people as Bubble Buddy, or, playing as Gary, maybe as, you remember that episode of Spongebob in the dream sequence where Gary's like an omniscient being and he's kind of like Doctor Strange, like super powerful and reads books? Maybe that could be. Some other characters I think have a good potential of being in the game include Otis from Back to the Barnyard, which, a lot of people would be happy about. You have Manny Rivera from El Tigre. Maybe one, if not all, of the Winx characters to get some more female representation into this game. Fanboy and Chum Chum have to be in this game. I don't care what you say. And they're going to be a duo character slot. Tak is literally a video game character, so it makes sense that Tak and the Power Juju gets in. And guys, honestly, it sounds really silly and really funny, but I do think we might get 2 Backyardigans characters, Unica and Pablo. I know it sounds silly, but that show is super, super popular. If they get in, I am dominating the competitive scene with Pablo. I kid you not. So yeah, that's my first list of characters that I think will most likely make it into Nick Brawl. I don't know what the length or the size of the roster is actually going to be, so obviously we have to take this with a very big mountain of salt. But as they keep releasing characters throughout the year up until, the fall when the game releases, I will of course tweak my list and add or take out people. So yeah, what did you guys think? Let me know down in the comments who you want to see, who you want to main when the game comes out, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already and you enjoy the content. There's going to be more like it, I promise you. So yeah, I'm OCDsaster, and I hope you have a smash-tastic rest of your day. See ya!